Hey guys, it's Cindy over at paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time. My camera looks blurry. Sorry. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I am working on Tina's Mass Makes. We are up to number 36. This is where I take her 100 weeks and I'm doing them in 100 days. And silly me, I decided to do this during the holidays because I'm brilliant. So I haven't missed a day so far. We're going to try and keep that trend going. Today is Yo-Yos. Now, as you can see, I've sewn a couple. They're not actually as hard as I thought, but I will say that I'm not necessarily... I'm going to sew one in real time for you. I sew slow, so I can't... But the first thing I wanted to do was show you how I got my circles. So I have these. You may recognize these from some of my previous videos. I have gotten them out before. They are cutters for paper from Creative Memories. I'm also seriously debating going and buying another set of Tim Holtz scissors and saving one for fabric and keeping one set for paper. But now, having said all that, basically what I do is I take this. I'm going to cut the square out around the circle. This is not necessarily the easiest way to do this, but it gives me a semi-decent circle that works. So I do this, and then I basically hold this as best I can flat against the bottom, and I cut around like this. It does not necessarily give you perfect edges, and I try to keep it lined up when I have to turn to shift direction. And I just cut all the way around to give myself a circle. A little bit more, and I'm done. And if it seems like it slipped any, I just try to line the edges back up. And then I continue on, and there I have a decent circle. Now, as far as size goes, this is it's a little less than 4 inches diameter. Okay, so that's what size circle I cut to make yo-yos this size. This is about a 2-inch yo-yo. Okay, so my scrap, and I started this one. So I'm going to finish this one, and then we'll start another one, and then you guys can see what I mean. And basically all you're going to do is you're going to put a running stitch around the outside of your yo-yo. I mean, the outside of your circle. So you just kind of... Can you see how that works? You go in and out of the fabric. And I'm really slow at this, guys. I mean, I'm like... I wish there was a better way to hold it. Okay, and you're just making a running stitch. Because when you pull the running stitch, it bunches it up. So when you go all the way around, it makes that little bowl for you. So I've tried doing this thing where you get it between your fingers like this, and you just kind of... But I feel like I need... Oh, I'm getting... And then I try not to get too far away from the edge. I'm like within 1/8 to 1/4 an inch. I don't measure it, but I'm within... 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch of the edge. Closer to the 1/8 probably than the 1/4 inch. Okay, and I just go until I can't push any more fabric on the needle, and I pull it. As far as whether or not your stitches need to be even, I can guarantee you that my stitches are not even. I can guarantee you some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger. My stitches are by no means even. So I'm pretty sure that that is not an issue. And of course, when you pull it tight, you don't see any of this anyway. So In and out, in and out. Just kind of going back and forth. And pull. And you can start pulling some. If you need more thread, you can start pulling. You can start bunching it on your thread. Some, I think. But yeah, so this is pretty much the process, which is why I was sitting upstairs doing these in front of the TV. This is a good sit in front of the TV project. I mean, granted, it's got to be something that you can listen to, but not necessarily watch the whole time, if that makes sense. Because obviously you have to look at what you're doing, or you're going to stab yourself, if for no other reason. Okay, and then you just pull the stitch tight. And once you've pulled it tight, as you can see, it gathers in everything. You just make your adjustments to your yo-yo wherever you need to. So like I might pull some of this that's tight over here around a little bit and see if I can't. And you can make this hole, you can make them as loose or as tight as you want. And then I'm going to do the thing where I tie my knot by stitching through the fabric. I told you guys about this when I was doing what other thing did we sew? I will say this, Tina's making me do a lot of sewing, which I am not a seamstress, guys. These I would probably sit and make again, though. I would love to have some sort of something to cut the circles with, but cutting the circles with my scissors and the little round isn't, so bad. And then you could make these any size that you... I probably wouldn't make them too much smaller than this. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to, but I feel like if you got too much smaller than this, they would be hard to handle. Okay, and there's another one. So now I have 5 yo-yos made. Okay, so I don't think that's going to be long enough to get around another one, so I'll put that off to the side to use for something smaller. And then we're going to snip off another... Yeah, I'm thinking about getting... These are really sharp and really nice on fabric. I'm actually thinking about being a good girl and getting a set of these to use for paper and a set of these to use for fabric. I've never had separate scissors before. I've usually just used what I had. And I'm going to do this laying the needle down on the board thing again. We're also going to do this trying to thread a needle thing again. Oh, wait. I think I got it. No, don't come back out. I got you in. Yay. Okay, we did it. All right, let's see. What do we want to do? Let's do this one. Actually, no. I want to do the rope. Let's do the rope. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in. Actually, no, that's not what I do. So I take this and I clip a little bit of thing like I'm starting my running stitch, but really tiny. This is just how I do this. I do not like tying knots in thread. And then I make a loop. And then I stick it back through again. And come back up. And I try to pull the thread around like you would tie a knot. So it ties all the strings in place. Okay. And that's not going anywhere. See? Tug, tug, tug. All right, and then we just start going around. Like I said, I'm really slow at these. So, I mean, who knows? I may... sew the two. and then go upstairs and do the rest in front of the TV. Sorry, guys. This is something that I would record myself using these before I would record myself making them. This is just such a process. And that's not to say that it's an unrewarding process. I mean, yo-yos are cute. And now that I know how to make them, thank you, Tina, I can make them out of whatever fabric I want. Now, I have a ton of antique yo-yos because I splurged and bought an antique yo-yo quilt or tablecloth, or I don't know what they used to use them for. I feel like as a quilt, they really weren't very warm because they had so many holes where the yo-yos came together. But, okay, look. It's being difficult. So I don't know about that, but oh wow, that's a heck of a, what the, that should be interesting when I pull it. It's funny, I think my husband is sitting upstairs watching, it's Friday before Christmas. I think you will see this video Sunday. So last Sunday before Christmas, end of Advent. And he's sitting upstairs watching because it's college football bowl season. So like all the bowl games are going on right now in the States. And he's upstairs. I would say he's watching bowl games, but actually every once in a while I hear him snoring through the floor. So he's actually sleeping in front of the bowl games. Yeah, so. But anyway, I'm excited. Tonight I'm going to go upstairs in my room. Oops. I get all of the Christmas presents and they all go in my room, and then I tell my kids because my kids are grown, so it's not like I'm trying to keep toddlers at bay. I tell my kids, don't go in my room. And they're like, we're going to go peek. And I'm like, you're adults. If you want to ruin your Christmas, that's entirely up to you. So I don't fight with them about it. So so I store all the Christmas presents in my room. So I'm going to be going upstairs and sorting presents shortly. Well, later tonight, probably. After I get this video edited, because again, I caught up to myself. I was trying to stay about 2 days ahead of myself, but that would have required me to record and edit something every day. And yesterday, I did not. I was too busy doing Christmassy things, and I didn't have time. Oh, and I had to run errands, and I was just out of the house. And when I was back in the house, I was busy doing things. And then I had to clean up the kitchen and make dinner, and yeah, it just snowballed into I don't have time. So nothing got recorded yesterday. Although something did get edited. So the video that went out this morning. Alright, so let's kind of, I don't know, I feel like it bunches unevenly. So sometimes I try to pull it, and then if you work it a little bit, eventually it kind of evens out, sort of, I guess. Alright. Oh, also you can kind of shift the fabric a little bit in the folding to make the center be the opening. Okay, so I am going to do my little knot. Nope, I did not get it. Yeah, he's probably laying up there on the sofa with the dog. And they're probably both sleeping, would be my guess. Okay, and that's another one done. So, well, I mean, it wasn't too bad to finish sewing the one and to do this one. Took me about 15 minutes or so. So that's not too bad, I guess. But as you can see, I have all different fabrics here. So as an idea, so this is what I've sewn. These are the fabrics that I've cut circles out of. As you can see, you can get, I mean, if you get your fabric scraps and you don't know what else to do with them, or you want yo-yos, you can make them out of anything. Also thicknesses. This is a pillowcase thickness. This is a little bit heavier weight. Maybe we will try and sew one of these heavier weight ones, because this is all fabric, like Dollar Tree fabric, and you know, those ones where you buy fat quarters at Walmart and Dollar Tree. That's what most of this is. I think this is a sheet or a pillowcase. This is a fat quarter from Hobby Lobby. This is a much thinner fabric, more like this pillowcase fabric. So, yeah. And then this is a heavier fabric, and then this is like a canvas. So I think this is enough thread. Guess we're about to find out. All right, let's do one more, and I'm just going to see how well this fabric works, this heavier fabric works. So I got to ask, for those of you who know how to sew really well, when you watch those of us who don't try to do stuff like I just made a loop. Ooh, and that's fraying right around there. We'll see. So like when you watch people who can't sew, like me, do you watch them thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, just stop, put the needle down? Does it frustrate you to watch people do something that you probably find so simple? And you just look at people and go, how can you not? How are you struggling with this? I will say this is much harder now that the back of the fabric is white. Well, only because I like to see where I stopped, and I can't really find my thread. I'm sure you guys who have done this for a long time and have a lot of practice, your running stitches are probably like perfectly even. Like I could probably measure them with a ruler and every stitch is probably the same. That's a compliment, by the way. I don't know if it didn't sound like one, but it is. So, yeah, I was talking to my husband about I did go out yesterday when I was out, and I told you guys about the prank slippers that I got my son. The ones that are shaped like, oh man, I don't like it when it does that. It seems like this is going to do just fine. It's just going to be a heavier yo-yo. But I told you about the prank slippers that I got for my son. Luckily, it's Friday and my kids are at work. So I don't have to worry about them coming down here, except for my daughter who is upstairs doing schoolwork. But my son, who I got the elf feet slippers for as a prank because he asked for slippers for Christmas, and I saw them and I went, oh, he has to have those. Yeah, so I went out yesterday and I found a pair of like real slippers. Not that the elf feet aren't real slippers, they are, but they're definitely indoor only slippers because the bottom of what is going on? Okay, you know what? We're just gonna pull that one through. I don't know what it's doing. I will say this, whatever this fabric is very easily frayed. So it's like trying to fray all around my stitching, which is making me kind of leery because it makes me wonder if the stitching is going to hold. But I suppose once I get this all done, and considering the fact that I usually do some sort of a decoration glued into the middle, I suppose that'll hold it. But anyway, back to the slippers. So I was trying to decide, and I asked my husband, I said, so I was going to do one of two things. I was either going to, like, wrap them separately and leave the real slippers in my room, like hidden. And he would, when we're all opening gifts, he would get the elf feet slippers as his gift. And we would, and I would just leave it there. And he would open the elf feet slippers. And that would be what he would think that his slippers were for his gift. So, and then later in the day, when we were all like eating and done opening presents and all that, I would go up to my room and then come back down and go, oh, I found this present upstairs I forgot to bring down. It was, tucked in the corner or whatever, and I missed it. And it would be his real slippers. And then I told my husband my other idea was to take the slippers and wrap them, and then put them inside of a box, another box, and wrap them, and then put them inside of another box and wrap them. And inside one of the levels of boxes, the elf slippers would also be there. So he would get the elf slippers in one of the layers, and then when he got to the middle, he would find his actual slippers. My husband liked the box in a box in a box idea. So that may be what I go with, depending on my luck with finding some boxes around here that I can do that with. Okay. So these make okay yo-yos too. You can make a yo-yo out of like fabric that's a little bit heavier. That one took me about 8 minutes. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. My apologies. Okay, so that one took me about 8 minutes. So I am not going to torture you with any more yo-yo making. I feel like that's enough torture. What I was thinking we could do is look at what you can do for decorating them, because you can put a little button on there. Maybe this button. See, look, how cute would that be? The little button on there. Now, my thought for this is, of course, oh, my glue gun is plugged in. Thank you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on. I'm going to try to miss all the holes. And by all the holes, I mean the holes in the button. Oh, that's not going to help miss all the holes. All right, so we have that little guy on there, right? Now, what I was thinking was you could take, and I'm going to need a fatter needle. I don't want to pull a new one off because I know I've got big ones buried down here, so what is going on with all this? I need to sort through this little bin of torture. Okay, so what I'm basically going to do, give me 1 second because I have to get the cord. Well, guys, I've got a tray around here with cording in it, but I can't find it. So, and I don't know if I can get this through a needle. I might be able to, but none of the colors I have match that. So we're going to do a different one. Ooh, that's not quite big enough. I think they're cute on there, but it needs to be bigger. I got this blue one. What buttons I have out here? I feel like I've been digging for buttons for... Yeah. Oh, look at that button. I'm going to have to find someplace cool to use that. That's awesome. All right. Let's see what I've got in here, though. This is kind of neat. Kind of rustic looking. Now, of course, if you've got like nice big something other than buttons that you could put on these, by all means. I mean, use what you've got that would look really cute on yours. Kind of like that one better. I don't know that we'll find a button for every one, but since I got this thing up, that's not a button. See, you could sit something like this in the middle of one of them. See? I'm not going to put her on there. I don't know what I would put her on, but she would look really cute in the center of a yo-yo and then glued to something. Like a little, and maybe with some like streamer things hanging down. Like some lace. Would love to have made a yo-yo with something pink. But then maybe you could put some lace. On there. And have it streaming down from the bottom. Like that. Something like that. That'd be cute. I don't know if I'm going to do that, so I'm not gluing it at the moment, but I like that, but I think that's up. This is where we're going to lose all our time, guys. Me trying to figure out buttons. I just don't want to go get my button box out, and these ones are down here, so I'm just looking at what's here. If something, you know, goes, then maybe. Doesn't wow me. Okay, so I'm not even sure I want to put that on there. This is my mini button bin. I had put that up there. I don't like that either. All right, let's do this one, and I'll show you. Oh, not that. Put that off to the side. I'll deal with it later. All right, so let's put this one down, and then we're going to try and do the idea with the... I mean, you saw my idea for what you might be able to do with like a cameo brooch or something. You could do this with, I mean, obviously buttons. All right, now my thought for this would be, maybe this brown would look cute. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to. I don't want to lose these. I made the mistake. I had a cover for my one knife, and it's gone missing, and I don't want to lose that. Okay, so let me put this back in here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and I'm going to try and get it through this needle. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try. Come on. I believe in you. You can do it. You know what I could do? I could do the glue trick and see if that helps. Okay. Well, I got it in there. The question is whether or not the glue is going to let me slide it. Oh, okay. Doesn't have to go on there real far. Could probably pull it back some, actually. Okay, now my idea was to go up through here. That's going to be the tricky part, getting the head of the needle through the fabric. Because it's really thick. Oh, here it comes. Oh, and plus I'm bringing double. You know what, though? No, I need it to go down this way. For what I'm doing, I need it to go down this way. And we got to get back through there. You would think that I had already poked the hole, it would be fine, but okay. So we're going to pull that through. I want to leave a decent tail in the front. And then we're going to pull one up through the middle like this. Now, because this is so hard to get this through, I'm not going to do... Normally what I would do is go back through there one more time. But because of how difficult this is, I don't want to... Do you guys think I could get one more through there? Well, here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try and... Well, maybe. I didn't think it would go because of the... Okay, that's my tail. Okay, and then we're going to go back up through this one. And again, the only reason I'm really struggling with this is because I'm trying to pull the needle head and a double piece of this thick baker's twine through here. It's the only reason it's giving me trouble. Okay, and then we're going to pull it tight. I'm going to take this off of here. I don't need the needle anymore. And I'm going to tie a knot. I think one of my sons just came home unexpectedly. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pull the bow to the size I want. And I'd like to be able to get both of the knot pieces hanging down. Okay. And then I'll clip them off. I should have used my other scissors, but I put them away. Okay. And there you go. How cute is that? Now, granted, that bow can untie easily because it's just a knot, but you could, when you're tying it, if you wanted to, you could stick some glue in there or whatever. I could go and squeeze a little bit of glue. Or not. It's not wanting to come out. I could squeeze a little bit of glue in there in the layers of the knot. But there you have it. All right, guys, this was my version of Yo-Yos. I hope you guys liked it. Sorry it wasn't long and extended, but I'm telling you guys, it would have been torture to watch me stitch too many of these. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.